Hello everyone and welcome to the 15th episode of this Building a Micronation series. In the last episode we built a mine with a little village next to it, and in this episode we're staying in that region. We got this nice stretch of coast here, and since it's a micronation and we need to fully use the land that we got available, I'm going to make another little city over here, next to the waterfront, where I'll create a nice long beach. For the city center I'm going to make use of the German pack mixed with the urban promenade / modern architecture pack, to have like a little historic touch to the area. As always, I'll start with some terraforming, creating this big flat area first, and then prepare the coastline for placing a beach. I'm doing this by sloping the terrain really gradually so the water will get this nice light bluish color the closer it gets to the coast. And with the terrain prepared, we can start building. The first thing I do is create the road that will follow the beach. This road will follow the complete beach, and as you can see already, it's going to be a pretty big beach. So the idea is that this city here is also more of a touristic place in the end. Not like a holiday resort, but more a place with lots of restaurants, stores, parks and that kind of stuff. I'm carefully laying down the road so we got a lot of buildable area to the waterfront. In this episode I'm going to build like 50% of the city, at least the whole city center. And in the following episode I'll probably finish the rest of the city if I don't get any new major ideas how to finish this area. Because it will be one of the bigger cities, it will also get its own train station, and I'm carefully putting that down in the middle of the city center here. And then I do the last few details to the road grid. And off screen I also connected the highway up to the capital city, and the train line is connected to the line that leads to the border crossing. This is what it looks like now, so let's start building the city center. A few commercial buildings, some parks and pathways are placed down now, so we can draw the beach around it. I also put down some palm trees to give it that more tropical and exclusive look, because I already decided that the buildings at the waterfront will be modern looking apartments. Wealthy people bought their seafront apartments here, so this area is not the cheapest to live in the micronation. At least it's way more expensive than the area we built in episode 13 with all the lower end housing. And these are those apartments I was talking about. I carefully placed them down in like a more symmetrical design if you look from the left to the right. In the middle of this row of apartments I keep some spaces available so we can make a big square where events can be organized and where some restaurants can install their terrace outside. Next to that square will be this big signature building that will function as a big shopping center. And that's also the most important buildings I placed down for now. At least from here on we can fill the whole city center up. So that's also what I'm going to do now. I speed up the footage a little. But before I leave you to the time-lapse, I just want to double check if you subscribed to the channel yet. If not, you would help me a lot of course by smashing that subscribe button. get this first block placed down, I guess you get what I'm doing. So I'm quickly skipping through some parts of the build, because as you can see on the left, I filled up the area almost the same way. Also, I placed an office tower in the middle of the center. Not sure if it suits the area, so maybe I'll delete it later. But for now, I think creating some more jobs this way is not a bad idea. So maybe that's also just what I'll do next, create a few more of these buildings. And there we go. I think that already looks really nice around the train station. It's not an area where a lot of people want to live because of the noise pollution. So instead of that, it's offices, a hospital, some parking and that kind of stuff. On the left and right of the city center, it's still a little empty. I'm just going to fill that up the same way as how I did in the middle of the center. So I also skipped through that. This is what it looks like now. To the left, it's pretty much filled up already. I also placed some more offices there to get more jobs into the city. But on the right, we can still place some buildings. And we have a shortage of school buildings, so that's what I'm going to place down over there. Starting with laying down some roads, and then we can start building again. So we got some more schools, but the demand is not filled yet. As you can see, we need more elementary and high schools, and I'm going to place those down with different building types here above the train station. For that, I'm also going to break the design code I talked about earlier, with only using buildings from the German and urban pack. I'm also going to use some buildings from the UK pack to spice it up a little. And actually, these look like nice school buildings from the 80s or 90s or so, I think. The demand is not completely filled up yet, so this is a problem we need to work on in the future. Maybe around the city center, where we build more low-rise housing, we can place some schools here and there. I'm not going to build too much here for now. This will be something for the next episode, but what we can do is connect the city up with another highway. and that will be the one coming from the mining village. Now that it's placed, we can also unpause the game again. And as said, I'm not going to build too much over here, but I still do want to create a few more medium density houses in this area, so I don't have to do too much of that anymore in the next episode. Because in that episode I want to focus more on the neighborhoods around the city. With that placed down, I want to start focusing to detail the city center a little bit more before I end the episode. Place some trees here at the boulevard along the beach, and then here the big square in the city center is going to get the most detailing done. I'm going to shut my mouth again for a few minutes. Enjoy the build. I think this square really came to life with all the details. It was like half an hour to an hour of work, but it adds so much more life to the city. What we can also still do is connecting the train line to the capital city and add the station upgrades. And my computer is also slowly struggling a bit, I guess because we already have quite a big population count in the city. But therefore it's even more important to get public transport working in the city. Actually, in most episodes I didn't focus too much on this topic yet, so there's still a lot of work to do on the public transport system of the micronation. But at least we have a train line running here now. And now I say that, I realize we still need a name for this place. So I'm creating a new district, and I'm going to call this place White Coast for now, because of the white sandy beach we got in the city. And that also wraps up today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the build, and if you didn't do so yet, subscribe to the channel. I got way more stuff planned for the future, so you definitely don't want to miss out on that. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you at the next one.